It's going to be a little different. I was here in my garage working on a little project. I'm making a little tool, and I was just thinking I would show you guys some of the stuff that's electrical tools, but not like a multimeter or a power probe or a test light. Nothing that you buy like that, or it's more stuff you make and then the tools to kind of make it. So this is what I was making here. It's a potentiometer mounted in a little box. You can test 2-wire circuits like a gas gauge or something, and you can test 3-wire circuits for like a coolant temp sensor or something like that. And then there's just tons of like stuff you make, like this little thing. It's just a weather pack, a 4-pin weather pack. And this is for deer skid steers, where you can this wire connected here is key on. This blue wire, if you put 12 volts to this blue wire, it'll start, and then if you put 12 volts to this white wire, it releases the park brake. And then here's a little jumper wire. It's a 2-pin Deutsch connector, and then that you can hook your leads for your test your meter in. And then here's a 2-pin Deutsch, but it's what they call breakout harness, where you can, like, if you're trying to test a solenoid, you can unplug it. You plug this in between, and then it gives you a point to test. So there's a bunch of these. Here's a 2-pin Deutsch. Here's a 2-pin weather pack. Same thing, breakout harness. There's a 3-pin Deutsch down here, and then there's also a 3-pin amp seal, which amp seal and Deutsch use the same terminals. And then there's like this little connector here is for testing solenoids, and there's a ton of like that kind of little stuff in here. Here's another thing that I use for soldering wire a lot. It's made by AST. It's just a little magnet, and then you can put the wire here, put the wire across, and you can do your soldering right in the middle. This is the soldering iron I use. It's just a power probe. Any of them work. Gas-fired works good for when you don't have a plug. And then this is some of the tools for that. So these are the Deutsch pin removers. These are the metal ones. Some people like the metal ones, some people don't. Let me open it here. It just depends what you like. But these are the metal ones. And then I'll show you what the plastic ones are. Here's the plastic ones. These are just bigger. But these, actually I think these are dealer cat tools, but a lot of people make them different sizes. And then Blue Point wire strippers. I like these a lot. These are good for doing that stuff. These are tool aid, and these are for weather pack. They work really, really good for weather pack. Here's what you use for a Deutsch. There's 3 different size connectors is what they call them. So you need 3 different pliers, or you can buy the actual Deutsch pliers. Are like $300, but these are like $60 a piece, so you just buy all 3 of them and you're good. I actually don't have the big one. I need to get it. And then here's a factory deer tool. There's some more of those. Here's one for the weather pack. This is how to remove the weather pack out of the terminals. And then here's actually a factory Caterpillar tool for the terminals there. Just all kinds of that stuff, wire crimpers. So I'll actually, let me see if I can show how to do a Deutsch really quick. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little tiny window right there, and you got to make sure that there's wire in that window, which there is. So then you just use the Deutsch crimpers. These are 16, 18, and 14 gauge, and I actually mark them with a little piece of tape because those are the most common ones I like, or the most common ones I use. So if you crimp it, if you can see that, see how they crimp in on all 4 sides. And these tool aid ones are actually approved to use with these. They make other crimpers for Deutsch, but they're not approved. So the Deutsch ones, which are like $300, or these tool aid ones, which work really well. So you just kind of slip it over it, make sure it's bottomed out all the way, and then you pull on it. And then if you let go of it, it like ratchets, so it won't let go until you crimp it all the way down. So then, if you can get in there, see how it just crimps on all 4. So Deutsch terminals, which are, here's a 3-pin, here's a 2-pin. They're the most common on Caterpillar uses them a lot, Deere uses them a lot, Case uses them. Pretty much most equipment manufacturers use Deutsch, and then amp seal. And then the amp seal ones will be different colors. There's 4 different colors for 4 different keys.